You're on RCInvest Global, your daily financial market radar. Today, explosive news. Ripple could buy $1 billion worth of XRP. What does this mean for the future of the crypto? Ripple Labs, known for being the brains behind the XRP token, is about to take one of the most ambitious steps in its history. According to a report published by Bloomberg, the company plans to acquire up to $1 billion worth of XRP tokens, not to sell, but to create a new proprietary digital treasury. But what's really behind this move? And more importantly, what could this mean for the price and future of XRP? The news hit the market like a bomb. According to sources close to the company, Ripple would be structuring this move through a SPAC, a special acquisition company. This type of structure is used by large corporations to raise funds quickly without needing to go public or resort to traditional markets. In other words, Ripple might be creating its own XRP central bank. The idea is simple but powerful: consolidate control over the token it created itself. With this, Ripple intends to form a digital asset treasury called DAT, which will bring together newly acquired XRP and part of the supply the company already holds. And that supply is not small. According to the markets report released by Ripple itself in May, the company already has 4.5 billion XRP tokens under its direct control, plus 37 billion locked in escrow, which are released monthly on a gradual basis. Now, if the billion-dollar plan materializes, Ripple could add over 427 million more tokens to its portfolio, becoming the largest institutional treasury of XRP on the planet. But here arises the big question: why does Ripple want to buy back its own token? Some say the goal is to reinforce the asset's liquidity and stability. Other analysts believe the company is preparing for something bigger, perhaps a new stage of global integration for XRP into the financial system. And there are signs pointing in this direction. Last week, Ripple acquired the company GT Treasury, a giant specialized in corporate treasury management, for about $1 billion. This move wasn't just a common acquisition, it was a strategic piece. With GT Treasury, Ripple gains access to infrastructure to manage digital assets on a corporate scale, from stablecoins to tokenized deposits. Simply put, this means Ripple can start operating as a manager of global digital treasuries, offering yield and custody services for companies that want to hold crypto assets on their balance sheets. And this changes everything, because if before XRP was seen as a tool for fast international transfers, now it could become the backbone of an alternative financial system based on digital liquidity and automated yield. While Bitcoin and Ethereum dominate the corporate reserve scene with $152 billion in BTC and $23 billion in ETH, XRP is still an outsider. But this might be about to change. Heavyweight companies are starting to signal confidence. Singapore-based Trident Digital Tech Holdings announced plans to create a $500 million portfolio in XRP. Chinese AI company WebUse pledged to allocate $300 million, and Vivo Power has already expressed interest in building a $100 million reserve centered on the token. These are moves that, added to Ripple's initiative, suggest a quiet reconfiguration of the institutional crypto asset market. But there's a curious detail. Despite controlling a large part of the XRP supply, Ripple does not control the price. The market is volatile, emotional, and reacts to every headline. So, is this buyback a way to protect the asset from fluctuations? Or are we facing a more sophisticated play, an attempt to re-centralize power over XRP before a new bull cycle? Experts are divided. Some analysts believe Ripple wants to strengthen its balance sheet, ensuring a liquidity cushion for future partnerships. Others suggest this digital treasury is just the first step towards a decentralized financial network where the company offers loans, liquidity, and yield through XRP, effectively becoming a global digital bank. What is certain is that Ripple is accelerating its expansion, and GT Treasury, now under its control, could be the perfect channel to connect XRP with the traditional corporate world. Imagine companies like Amazon, Samsung, or major banks being able to allocate part of their reserves to XRP, receiving yield and instant liquidity. It would be a new paradigm, a digital asset that unites the crypto and traditional financial worlds. But like any major move, this one also brings risks. There are concerns about centralization, transparency of the reserves, and impact on the secondary market. If Ripple buys back a significant portion of the supply, how will that affect the token's price? Will XRP finally find the path to sustainable appreciation, or is this just another power play on the crypto chessboard? Either way, it's impossible to ignore what's happening. Ripple is building something that goes beyond the simple utility of XRP. It is trying to reposition the token as a pillar of trust in a transforming global financial system. And you, what do you think of this move? Are we facing a new XRP valuation cycle, or a strategy to consolidate Ripple's dominance over the ecosystem? The answer could redefine the future of corporate cryptocurrencies. Important disclaimer: this content is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always do your own research before investing. Did you like the analysis? Leave your comment and share the video. Follow the RCInvest Global channel to stay on top of the news that really moves the financial market.